welcome back to the 25th, yes, episode of Sanctum of Stability. We are picking up after what was a flashbang and a gang assault on a Fey Lord in the middle of his bedroom.
That's
He had it coming.
You know what's funny is I jokingly said you guys went from the investigators to the SWAT team, and you guys literally SWAT teamed that. Deploy flashbang!
You're not wrong.
Deploy flashbang!
Yeah.
Hands on your head! Hands on your head! So yeah, you guys literally have become the paranormal SWAT team, just coming in, flashbanging, beating people up.
It's better than what Azeroth used to do, which is banging and flashing.
Yeah. Instead, now he's saying, "Stop resisting arrest!"
Yeah, but with how many pacts he's made and how many marriages he apparently has, who knows if he stopped.
Yeah, poor Azeroth.
The only question is the age amount from this child greater or lesser than the wedding?
What child? You don't know what it... There is no children in Bossing Say.
Yeah, Azeroth hopes.
Yes, there's no children here. Nothing to worry about. Sorry, I have to clean my glasses. I realized how badly smudged they are. I need to be able to see. You guys are like, please don't see. Maybe the numbers will be smudged to where you think that they're weaker. Because you guys have taken care of the, evil usurper. Now there's a curse over the land that has to be handled. Which, yeah.
Yep.
At least you won't have somebody trying to stop you at this point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The guys essentially said, they can't stop us if they can't move.
Like you said, stop resisting arrest. Stop resisting arrest. If you keep yelling it louder, it allows you to be brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the first turn, you guys did over 100 damage. It was painful.
Yeah.
Yup.
That first turn was essentially you guys going in after the flashbang, shooting him in the face a few times with the beanbag shotgun and going, "Get on your knees!" Well, he still can't hear you, and then continuing to pummel him.
We're waiting on Florence to arrive as well.
Yes, Florence. You mean the guy who's still stuck outside because of the curse?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys still have to handle that. You guys didn't even decide to sit here and figure out how you were going to handle that. You guys were just like, let's handle the guy who's in charge of the curse.
Let's figure that shit out.
Now it's time.
I mean, he's been told that Julian's been taken down, but that doesn't mean that the curse is gone.
Yep, the moon is still high in the sky. Or what seems like the moon. The mini-moon, if you will.
It's that Dragon Ball Z, that power thing that they do to turn into the giant monkey.
That one actually escapes me for references, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Back in early Dragon Ball Z, when Goku is fighting Vegeta, he just throws a energy ball into the sky, and it acts like the moon. And he turns into a giant monkey.
So wait. Are you telling me he just decides to block the sun with spiritual energy and it works?
More or less, yeah. In that world, they'd blown up the moon because it was that big of a problem.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. But okay, now, After that little
Anyway.
tirade.
Sorry, it's
And, Axe, have you forgotten about any of your resources that you have?
what resources? Probably yes.
Okay. Whatever. Um,
What resources are you talking about?
that's not my job to keep track of.
No, I have like all of my stuff that I was using, like the flashbang, for example.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. I don't think you actually wrote it down in your inventory either. Okay.
Uh,
This will be fun.
I wish you would let me know what it is.
No, because it's like all the other things that you forgot to put down in your inventory that are technically in your inventory and in trouble.
Oh no,
We're
no,
just gonna
those are
leave
written
it for
down.
later things to sit here and deal with. I mean,
No, those are written down. I have an inventory list for all those.
but yeah. So how do you guys want to go about further detaining Julian? Diffusing the fight that's going on outside. And technically taking care of the curse of this moon in the sky. How do you guys want to do this?
We locked Julian in the dungeon.
Okay.
He was bound, gagged.
Okay, this might be something he's into, but okay.
And it'll just help him enjoy his last hours.
Oh, geez, last
Um,
hours. We're already expecting an execution, are we?
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting his brain to get eaten.
Why?
Kind of don't live through that usually.
Oh, his brain.
Yeah, the Lord of the Silver Light's still lurking around.
I have a reference, and I can't use it because it involves spoilers. Damn.
So Victor looks over at Stella and Calder. We still have to handle this moon thing. And they're still fighting upstairs.
Oh, we cut the head off the snake. What do we do with the rest of the snake?
Normally you'd wait for it to die, but there's more heads on this one.
I hear snake tastes like chicken.
Yeah. It does.
Well, he's in the dungeon at the moment, and we'll assume that that is not an issue. I'd like to keep an eye on him, but beyond that, let's go and stop the fighting. Did I pick something up last session?
What do you mean?
Because I tried to grab something. If I remember right, I tried to get something to show that I'd taken this guy down, but I don't know what I grabbed. If I did grab anything at all. Because originally I was going to grab his head and walk around with his head on a stick. Because, yeah, I'm definitely a
You guys didn't
psychopath.
kill him. You guys knocked him out.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, I figured that there was going to be something I could take around. And that's why I was wondering if that's what I picked up last session you were talking about.
No.
I don't
It was
remember.
something that you've had for a while that just you forgot
okay.
about having. But
I mean, you say that, and I probably know what it is. That's the problem.
what is it?
That's the thing. I don't know what it is until I know what it is. Because I know I have it in my inventory, and I've probably written it down.
And I mean, you could always take his crown. I mean, dude's...
That would probably be best. Didn't know he had one. I mean, we didn't really loot him, so to speak. There's
No.
probably not any loot to really take off of him, to be completely honest. It's not like a... It's like you kill a random wolf in the woods and like, oh, here's a sword. And you're like, how does that work? How did this wolf have a sword?
No, again, you guys flashbanged, ran in, sat here and beanbagged him in the face, and was like, on the ground! On the ground! Stop resisting arrest! And he's just like, please stop! You guys were worse than
feel
police
like-
brutality in the U.S.
Yep.
I feel like we should go back to his room and see if there's anything that may help us either stop the fighting or end the spell.
Yeah, I will take the crown for now.
Yes. Because you can try to stop the fighting now, you could...
Question. Do I feel any magical presence on this crown when I'm touching it?
You mean magic in the crown, or...
Yes. Do I feel any type of magic inside of this crown before I put it on my head?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
It's a Fey Lord crown. What?
Yeah. Do I have identify? I think I do.
If not, another one of you might have identify. Check your lists, people!
That's what I'm doing.
Yes, Axe has identify...
Yeah, I do. I'm going to cast that.
I want to say Victor has it too, don't you?
The item stacks of security. You can use this
Nope.
to identify if it's below 10 plus an attribute modifier. I don't have divination, so it's just magic stat for ability attribute modifier.
Yep.
Okay, higher than stacks. Okay, so it's 10 plus. So 10 plus Mage, 15 would be the hold on, I didn't read the ability all the way through.
Because that might be one of the abilities I changed as well. I don't know yet. Let me read.
Yeah, it allows you to identify an item or magic or function. If the item has stacks of obscurity, then you can identify it if it is below 10 plus attribute modifier. So that's 15 for me.
Plus school
Is
divination.
higher than that number. That actually, I think you need to fix the wording on that spell. That's a little bit odd odd in the can't like the
yeah,
what's the
yeah.
word? How it's put out there is a little odd. I get what it means, but it needs different wording. Okay, so as long as it doesn't have stacks of obscurity higher than 15, I can identify it. I don't have to roll any dice. And if it does have stacks of higher than 15, because if I can tell it's magical, so if it does have over 15, then I can try to force it. I can try to beat it with the... It doesn't tell me how to beat it. That's up to you.
Actually, because you are a warlock, there is one other thing you can do. A neat trait of the eyes is you can use them in identification as well. And you can add your perception as the skill, which would mean 17.
Okay.
Problem,
works for
this
me.
is a Fey crown.
Yep.
For a Fey Lord. In the Moon Court.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to beat it, you're going to have to roll it. And add a plus
Yeah,
7.
I had a feeling. I'm not gonna lie, I want to give myself advantage on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and burn some points.
Mighty Mouse, if you're around, quickly. Counter him.
While speaking of Mighty Mouse, is anyone hurt? Is
No.
No, you guys literally took no damage. You guys counterspelled the one that was going to hurt somebody. Yeah, you guys countered the damage that would have been done to Michael.
19 for the roll.
wow.
19. Total?
That is
Hold on.
impressive.
That's with your +7?
10. Let me. Yeah, 19 total with +7.
Okay. And before I go on to continue on that, the reason why you guys took no damage is because you guys literally did a guerrilla warfare attack out of nowhere with barely any preparation. So he was just like, okay, they're here. What's the problem? It's not like they're gathering allies. Suddenly Rams show up to try to fucking bust in his front door, and you guys are like,
Surprise,
ha ha!
motherfucker.
And you guys go in the back door going, ha ha, surprise. And he's like, oh, I didn't think you'd have that kind of balls.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And we had Garaja helping us too.
Oh yeah.
Garaja.
Kid Crusher.
I also have the wrong dice,
Oh,
but
that reminds me.
roll still remains.
Before I forget that,
Uh-oh.
I have to write something down. I can't forget a character.
Oh, there is someone who is injured, by the way.
Hmm.
Our Cayman friend.
No,
Yeah.
it was counterspell.
Really?
Yeah,
Shit.
it was counterspelled as you learned it. So you stole the spell while Victor was like, no. And even then, he has regen. He has a natural healing factor of 1. He'll just...
Oh, God. All right, yep. Give
So,
it enough time.
yeah, your Cayman friend by now would already be almost healed.
Oh, as we're talking, I'm gonna re-up my armor.
Okay. So, for 19, you do not know what this crown does.
And I'm just going to hold it and consider it not equipped. Because if I don't know what it does, I am not going to melt my brain by putting this on my head.
I originally didn't think you would put it on your head because I thought you would just carry it.
That's what I plan on
And
doing.
hold it up to be like, this is my trophy. I've beaten your king.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go through the halls and see if we can get them to stop. And if we can't, we just beat the shit out of them.
Well, beforehand, I know that you guys were also going to search the room.
Yes.
Yes.
What specifically are you looking to search the room for?
I was wanting to see if there was anything that may help dispel the moon magic,
Okay. So since
or
you're
if there's
Probably the crown.
information on who cast it.
Okay, so since you're looking on something specific, as a group, if you guys are working together, I will give you guys advantage. But who is going to be the main roller?
Somebody with high perception, probably.
I guess probably would that be me?
It would be
Yeah,
I have
my
somebody.
decently
perception-
high perception.
Hmm?
I have a decently high perception.
You have a
It's
5.
five.
Victor has a minimum of a 5. I don't know if he has any points in it. No, he has a 5. Stella has a 4.
4.
Alright.
It's,
I have a 5 mod.
yeah, there's 2 people with a 5 mod. There's I don't think Pollen has a good one either. No, he has a 5 too. There's 3 of you with a +5, so I mean, you guys can perception things pretty well.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and let Pollen do the roll.
Oh, you want me to do the roll?
I was going to say, yeah, I was going to join in on someone, but
Yeah, I was just
I
gonna
could do it myself.
join in as the group.
That way.
Yeah, he was just going to
I
join
was going
in
to
as
say,
the group.
just
Okay.
purely because it's a DM character, I think I'm going to say I would take over on that since I'm got a 5 anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 3 of you with 5, so I mean...
17 is a roll for me.
16.
I need to know the dice specifically, and I need to know all... because you're all rolling with advantage, I need to know the 2 for Axe and 1 for each one of you. That's the highest.
8.
Okay, it's. I've got a 11.
Oh.
Highest is a 10. Oh wait, no,
Do
that'd
I
be
need-
20.
I'm sorry, do I need to roll advantage?
Yeah, you need to roll advantage, and I need to know the 2 higher dice.
Well,
Yeah. Nat 20.
Nine out of 10. I haven't even counted the bonus into that yet. 24 for me.
The bonus is going to be different because this is a group check.
Understood.
So yeah, group checks are done differently. One person will roll as the main, and the others roll as additional dice. So what you guys actually have... Yeah, you're the main, so that means we're taking the 10 from you, and the 10 from Stella as your guys' base. No, because you guys only get 2 dice.
Oh, okay.
So it takes the 2 highest out of your guys' pool. So what it does is that main person with advantage is going to add 2 dice, the 2 highest. Since the rest of you have advantage as well, you guys will give the highest dice to the pool, which is where we got the 10 and the 10, giving us a 20. So the 9, 7, and 8 were kind of wasted rolls, but
You're very good.
yeah. Okay, so you guys are digging around, and you guys find a couple of books, some notes, a bunch of weird kind of artifacts, and a side room behind one of the bookcases that seems to have a altar set up with a bunch of things. But it doesn't look like it's anything but kind of like a shrine to something.
Does it happen to be a shrine to the moon?
You don't know that just by looking at it.
Okay.
It's very fey in nature, and it seems like it might be meant to communicate with something.
Let's say the books in my court, while I am interested, I can look at a little bit later.
Yeah.
I'm only looking for things that are currently useful. Like if I find a wand, I'm taking that shit. But if it's books and interesting things, the only thing I'm looking for is how to remove the curse.
And as far as you know, there's nothing about how to remove the curse. But one of the questions that was specifically posed was either how to remove the curse or who cast it. And it is revealed that this is a pact, deal, and contract with a creature from the reflective plane. So in the shrine, you do see a silver bowl in the center, that is
Where
empty.
did we get that information? That's from a pact.
It's from a journal
Got it.
where Julian actually mentions contacting a being from the plane of reflections, which is considered technically a plane of light.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What invalidates the contract?
There's no further details on what he's traded for or whatnot.
An empty bowl.
Yes, an empty silver bowl in the center with candles around. The candles are not lit.
Okay, what do we know about this particular thing? This seems like a very arcana thing.
Stupid question. Does there happen to be a pitcher of water anywhere nearby?
There is one in his room. It looks like one that he would have used for bathing. Like he would have poured over his hands or whatnot to wash his hands.
Hmm. I'm gonna pull up my book, the book to be able to talk to the other Fey Lord. I forget his name. Oh, that's the sort of Lord Silverlight. What am I thinking? He's literally here.
Yeah.
Is he still around?
He seems to be kind of looking out over the balcony, watching everything that's going on.
Gotcha. Do you have? I'm going to ask him specifically. Do you have any way of getting a hold of Francis?
Not particularly easily. Why? What might be the problem?
We might have to kill him, assuming that we can't break the pact in any other way. He made a deal to keep the moon up.
Oh, if that's a moon, I might know a way to deal with it. But as somebody from his court, I would require permission to do such. Despite being in his court, I require further permission to use otherworldly magics here.
If you have any information on it, what do you plan on doing?
If you can settle the fighting, I could move this moon. Or whatever's causing it.
Would it cost anything? Because I don't mind myself, but
Look
you
at
might
it
be
as
dueling with another piece of another patron, basically. So the easiest
Where
way
would
seems
this
to be
patron
invalidating the contract. The reflection plane.
reflection plane. You just see a grin grow across this acrid face of his. And he just seems to lick his lips with that strange tongue of his. And he's like, oh.
I assume he's making a deal with the devil, so to speak.
No. The reflection plane, one of two of the planes of light, is known for the lunar magic. As technically all light that hits the moon becomes moonlight. It's about reflecting the light and changing it, contorting it. It's about illusions and disillusions. Knowing that this is a reflection helps me greatly. Means either I can talk to the being and make a deal with him myself, or I can blow his entire thing up.
Whatever way you want to do this, because looking at it on my side, I just want to be able to get Francis back into his court. I keep wanting to say Julian.
Would I? And it's Florence, not Francis.
Florence.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's it.
Thank you for the correction.
That was-
I am horrendous. I just know him as Mothman. I got them cheeks stuck in my head, and that's all I can think of now.
The mock cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he do be packing.
Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Ah, yes. He kind of just
Sorry.
looks. He kind of looks at you and is like, "Well, with your permission as acting advisor from Florence, I could negotiate on behalf of the Fae Court, if you desire. Essentially giving me diplomatic permissions with this entity."
Well, you're allied with our court. You have a seat here, or however you refer to that with your position. And you've helped me greatly here. I don't see any reason why it would be a problem. As acting leader of this court currently, temporarily, I will grant you that power.
Thank you. If you wish to try to take care of this fighting, I will talk to this being from Reflections. See
I wouldn't
what...
mind talking to them myself, but I have a feeling whatever they might want from me, I don't have.
Or it might cost more than you're able to part with right now.
Yeah.
Remember, they are from a plane of reflections, mortal. It means they know more about you than you want them to know. And I don't mind if they know everything about me. What, that my plane's being sieged? Fine. It means they know exactly the kind of powers I need. So, if I can assure those powers, even in a small amount, it would help. So, in a way, the reason why this is costing you and Florence nothing isn't just because I'm in the court. There are dealings I could make here that could move planes.
Interesting. Well, that works for me. I'm more curious if there's an easy way to break the pact and just remove it. But if you have uses for it, then feel free.
Usually the easiest way to do it is just to kill the individual. I'm surprised you guys didn't murder him outright, but...
I wanted to give the chance for Florence to do that, but we would have to transport him to Florence at this rate, and therefore I have to make executive decisions on what to do.
Yes. So if you guys
So-
want to handle that, because you'd have to still get through an army that the Rams are still trying to cut through.
Yeah.
Yep.
And though I do appreciate Brawley sending some of his best, I cannot see them lasting much longer in this fight.
Yeah, I will go on forward and do that. You can do whatever you need to on your side. Just, if you come upon the decision that killing him would be easier, then I think that might be the best choice. Depends on the cost. If it's nothing to you and you don't mind, then we can go that route. But if killing him is the easier of the options, then there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't at this point. His life is rapidly losing value to me.
Mhm.
The strange thing about mortals and value of life, it never truly loses value.
No, agreed. I would rather have his brother be able to take care of him himself. That was my intent. But if it's going to cost us a ton to do that, then it's not worth the time.
We must also
I'd rather
remember
just
not to.
give you his brain.
We must also remember not to turn him into a martyr.
Hmm.
Remember, I'm from a plane with very deep politics like here. I've seen such things with our own royalty. I'd much rather Florence not have to deal with people still trying to usurp the throne for martyrdom.
Hmm.
So I will see what I can procure in this dealing. Sound fair?
Understood. He holds up the crown. Because I'm going to take this for a little bit.
Yes, you should need that for...
Is this dangerous to wear? Because I'm unable to identify it.
It is potentially dangerous if you wear it for multiple reasons.
Is there a cushion? Is there a cushion we could present it from?
No.
Presenting it is a sign of giving it. In
Or-
such a case.
Okay.
He does not want to be seen giving the crown. He has seized the crown. If he wears it, it will be seen as he has taken the crown.
Which isn't wrong at the current moment, but I would hand it over to Florence as soon as he gets here.
But there's still connotations and traditions and ceremonies that must be done in order.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the amount of time you will be stuck in this bureaucracy will be longer.
Yeah, understood. Do it the right way.
Yes, because otherwise we have to sit here and wait till you're crowned, and then wait till you can do all the official stuff, even through the Raven Queen's court, to give it away to Florence. It's time-consuming.
Understood. So in this case, it's what crown? I never saw a crown. Florence has had this the whole time, right?
Or are you showing it, then saying that you got it for Florence?
Yeah, I did.
In the name of...
That is the truth.
I mean, you just have to
I'm
say...
just having to make executive decisions on his behalf to make sure he can get here.
Yes.
So,
And hopefully we'll be able to get him here momentarily. He slowly grabs the pitcher of water and begins moving into the little room that you found. He's like, you guys have fun. I'm going to go do that thing that us patrons do, where we shift resources around.
I'd say hang out with buddies is what it sounds like to me.
No. I don't have many bunnies in the patron circles, so it's maybe a new buddy.
Good
I don't
luck.
know.
You'll have to give me some tips. That might be useful for politics here.
Yes. Well, you guys have fun. Don't get in too much trouble. And if you guys do, remember, give a holler. And he slowly closes the doors.
I thought he was going to use your outro for a second there.
Man,
Little self-insert, I see.
No.
Victor kind of pouts as he closes the doors. But he starts walking towards the door out. Like, whatever he's doing in there is very intriguing. but we have something we gotta finish.
Yeah.
Yep, we have to take this. He holds up the crown. We have to tell people to stop fighting. Preferably, unless they seem like they are going to cause problems. I would rather us not have to kill anyone here because they just happen to be on the wrong side. They're still a part of the court that we're a part of.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go. So I don't know how you want to do this, Lycan, but the intent for me is to go around and literally tell people to stop.
Okay, and how are you doing this?
I hold up the crown, say that Julian is been taken on behalf of Florence and to stop fighting.
Okay, and you have the crown,
Yes.
and you're displaying it. Okay, so give me a charisma check with advantage.
That's another one I probably should do advantage. Can't do double advantage, so yeah, thank you.
I mean, you have the crown, so it kind of seems very plausible.
Yeah.
Yep.
So unless you flub this, you've got a very good chance.
Let's do rerolls. That's a 9 and a 9.
Yes. As
That's
you're
after
walking,
rerolls, luckily.
make sure that
That
you
would've
write down
sucked
that
otherwise.
you used your rerolls.
I did. Or at least I will.
Yeah. So that's one reroll used.
Oh, it's just one? I thought it was both.
Nope. I had changed that a while ago, like probably about 10 episodes ago, that I was going to be both of them at once. Because doing it for one dice was making it hard for people to understand.
Yeah. I just thought it was per die. You use a point.
Originally it was. I changed it for simplification for players.
Copy that.
Okie dokie. Where were we?
Question on that one. Do I get a reroll on the advantage? Because I just rerolled the dice. I could increase it by 1. No, I can't.
That's only a 10% chance, bro. And if you already succeeded with 2 9s, you don't have to calm your horses. You don't need to waste all your 10s. Axe over here like, let me have my 9s and 10s. I know you're used to somebody coming in and hitting you in the kneecaps going, ah, a pain, a pain. Sheesh. Okay, so as you're walking around and you're saying that Julian has been defeated and all that, you see a lot of the guards seeming to stop. The rams seem to have been separated. So out of the 4 rams, you find the first one is pretty badly bloodied. One of them is dead. And 2 others were fighting back to back. And they're kind of surrounded by a pile of corpses that they were using as a wall.
Yeesh.
Like, these 2 are rams that came with axes, and they seem to be fighting almost mirrors of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you get to the front gates and you get to the guard captain seems to look around for a minute, noticing all of his men have realized what's going on. And he decides to kneel down as a sign of allegiance.
I give him the nod of acceptance for that.
So Florence is going to be taking back over.
That is true.
Oh,
Once he arrives, this is his.
okay. Good. So, if you guys were coming here to fight Julian, why did you only come with 4 rams? Do you know how many allies we have?
It worked, didn't it?
It did work.
It did.
We just
Time is
needed
of
a
the essence.
diversion.
I'm sorry for the losses as well.
This all was chaos.
That's exactly what we needed.
Did you even know we were here?
Yes, I knew you guys were here. He kept on insisting to all of his guards and guard captains that we were not needing to worry. I've been trying to locate you guys.
For future
were in
reference,
the-
we came in through the kitchen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good luck with Graja.
Speaking of, I'd like to call Graja off too.
I mean, Graja is probably full and content and has ran off by now.
Yep.
Back to his place.
For the record, the blink ferrets currently have the entirety of the kitchen until they've gotten rid of everything. Small price to pay.
So in other words, cancel the food deliveries for right now. I'll let you...
Celebrations can wait.
Yeah, I'll let you explain that one to Florence.
It shouldn't be a problem, because I mean, it's not a perpetual thing, but leaving some snacks out for them wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. And after just a few more seconds, you guys see the moon above seeming to get wrapped up in black and blood red like tendrils. As what looks like almost a giant mirror in the sky, or a giant piece of glass or something, is being pulled through to another plane. This plane itself looks like it's got towers, and in the distance you can see smoke rising as if it's a massive war field. And you see up on the balcony in front, standing there, is the Lord of Silverlight as he closes his hand and the portal closes.
Absolutely magnificent. To believe we met him a while ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to believe that Aleshi almost killed him.
Yeah. I honestly...
Victor asked...
He's basically just was completely off guard with a whole bunch of hags joining in on that.
Plus, technically, it was blighted.
Yeah.
So not only is it a nature deity that can sit here and regen naturally, but it was blighted, so his normal stuff was not working properly on it.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things that's like, oh, no. Because handling a normal Leshy for him, I know how this works. Handling a blighted one, it's like, the fuck is this? This is new. So yeah.
Alright.
Victor asks the guard captain where they've been keeping the prisoners that they've taken from the other plane or from the
Good person to
material
ask.
plane.
If you have been, at least.
I was not in charge of that project. I do not know. I'm not exactly the... I wasn't exactly the one that he wanted to keep in power. He only kept me as a guard captain because of the respect of the men. I'm only still a guard captain because of politics. He was afraid too many of the men would literally throw down their shields and not work for him. The amount of defectors that would have happened from the guard would have been devastating, to say the least. The one that was in charge of it was his confidant and advisor, who probably ran off to go warn him of everything.
This advisor male.
Yes.
He may currently be knocked out in the Francis's old quarters.
Out of character, I'm going to point out, you guys did not knock that guy out, if you remember.
Yeah.
You did?
No, we used a claw attack, and I said non-lethal.
Oh, okay.
So I
okay.
karate chopped him and completely crumpled him. Remember?
Oh, yeah, because you, like, critted him. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He might have died anyways because of the critical, and that's not my fault.
No. If it's non-lethal, he's probably just... He might not be walking for a while. But no, okay, yeah. So yeah, I forgot that you non-lethaled him and had a crit. Okay, yeah. Okay. So he just kind of looks at you and was like, yes, the advisor was a male elf, just like us. Why?
He's
we probably
currently
have him.
incapacitated.
We probably, I'm not gonna lie, I did not mention it, but probably would have tied him up in a different place than Julian.
Well, you could always use smelling salts or something. We have some in the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how many times
Is there
I've seen people get hurt on training and need smelling salts.
another person who would know? Is there the doppelganger like matron here?
If you are looking for the one he was working with, we will have to go to the outskirts of the town. He gave them an entire part of the village and may or may not have given them all the people that were there too.
Hmm.
So they have technically taken slaves and whatnot amongst our own citizens.
Would you mind telling that to the Raven Queen, considering that's illegal?
Technically, it's not, as it was a deal from a lord to a benefactor.
Yeah. Loopholes. Either way.
Because technically, a citizen in a court is technically property of the lord, so it's only once you start getting fancier titles that it starts countering and giving you rights. So I can talk to the Raven Queen about seeing what we can do. You will probably want to go to that part of the village, see if they have them
That
there.
sounds like our next option. Victor, do you want to wait until after Florence gets here, or do you want to leave now and get that taken care of immediately?
I think waiting is going to be our best option.
There. I think we should clean up the bodies, get burials taken care of, whatever rites that you do in the Feywild, as I am new here. I'm not exactly aware of what rites you usually do, but everyone should be taken care of with respect here for defending their court.
Technically, for all of the Fae that fell, we're probably going to be burying them amongst the forest and the fungus and allow the Feywild to take back the energy.
Yes, that's what I mean. Whatever rights that you have as a natural Feywild citizen should be given to the rest of them.
Yes, we will be contacting the priests and having them come in. We'll probably have to ask for a few more than what we have left. Julian culled a bit of their ranks when we first had this issue. And they have not really grown in ranks since. The disagreements that they had were seen as a problem by Julian.
Understood. So we need to be on the defensive against potential people attacking us at this point.
Yes, especially since if you have him in custody, the problem is with that moon gone. I believe we can have Florence come back soon.
Already called him.
Yeah.
He should be here relatively soon.
There is a way to get him here quicker.
If we can call upon him, I would love to.
Each prince tends to have a steward. And his was imprisoned. If we release the steward, he can technically go straight to him.
Perfect.
We should
Thank
do
you.
that.
That is ideal. Let's go do that.
Yeah.
He's in the deeper parts of the prison last time. The parts where, well, some of the more interesting criminals are kept. So if he's still alive, he will be amongst doppelgangers, redcaps, Fomorians, that kind of stuff.
Wonderful. That's considering the situation, quite possibly anyone that was an enemy of Julian's is an ally of ours. So
Potentially.
we might recruit there rather.
Yes. You see him kind of rummage around. You can use my spare keys to get into the dungeon. Make sure you lock the door and you keep a handle on these keys. Some of the beings in there cannot be reasoned with. If they get out, there will be mass murder.
He takes the keys and he waves his hand over it, and the keys just disappear into a card. And he pockets that.
Victor just kind of smiles and nods because that's the same thing he was about to suggest.
Yep.
Hidden in a card. Okay. Hidden a card in the Feywild.
What? Is that a problem?
No problems. No problems.
It's in my pocket
at all. Yeah. So,
I mean, I've never heard of anything taking anything out of these cards, so I, in character, have no reason to believe that anything could.
I have hinted that technically another card mage could.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But assuming that there's none nearby, there's nothing my character should be worrying about.
Yep. Nothing to worry about. You're all fine.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly fine.
I have to take him back out when I get to the door anyways.
Yep. Anyways, so you guys go to the deeper dungeon. The Fungeon, as I call it. And as you open the large stone and metal gates, you guys enter and they close behind you. There's a guard post up at front, and one of the guards look at you and is like, "Who are you?"
He looks over at him and says, I came here to take back Florence's place on the throne for Florence.
You see a
So
couple of the guards kind of look at each other and look at him, and he's like,
we are here to see his, what's the guy, what was it called? I'm sorry.
Steward.
Steward, thank you. We're here to see his steward.
And what of Julian?
Currently incapacitated.
Yeah.
Oh. We don't get to hear much down here, so do you mind giving me a rundown? Is this a takeover?
Oh, yes, definitely, by force. We're already done, though. Do you want to just switch sides?
Oh.
You have that as an option. I assume I have the crown still with me.
Yeah, you just didn't open with the crown and everything, so he was confused.
He pulls up the crown to show it to him. I'm already done.
Oh. I was horribly confused, because technically, I'm duty-bound. If you didn't already win, I would have to stop you, but the guy
he shows up the crowd and looks at him and goes, I don't think you would fare very well doing that.
Yeah.
The guy you're looking for, last I knew, was taken by the Fomorians in the deep. Which means you have to get past the red caps.
Why do you have people in a dungeon in such a fashion that they're just kind of loosely in here?
Why do you think we have a guard post at the door? We don't want them coming here and trying to siege to get out. This dungeon
Understood.
is unable to get escaped from. It's magic proof. Even if they dig, they'll be digging for years and years. And by that time, we can stop them. We send regular patrols and...
Keep the keys close, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yep.
And try to keep your blood on the inside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I usually do.
The red caps love bathing in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of a
Can
necessary
you
time.
reveal to me what a red cap is?
A red
I'm
cap,
new to the Feywild. Apologies.
a red cap is a small fey-like creature with a mushroom hat that is red and velvety. The reason why is because the head itself requires to be soaked in blood. That's why they're so murderous. If it doesn't soak up,
Understood.
if it's not soaked in blood, it dries up and they die. That's why so many of them end up being murderers. Or cult leaders. It's also why most of them are feral. The ones that aren't are exceptionally dangerous. Is there anything else you need to know about our prison?
I would like to know what our steward looks like, but beyond that, no. I don't think there really is very much else I can gather from this.
When he came in here, he originally had a motley on. Florence enjoyed a bit more fun in his court, so his steward was also a jester. Last seen, most of his motley has been destroyed. He is not doing so well physically, and when the Fomorians dragged him off, I don't know what has become of him. Some of them eat normal fae, some of them just kill us horribly. So we kind of have wrote him off. We don't know if he's still alive. There is one Fomorian in here who is a half-breed that you might be able to track down amongst the Fomorians. If you seek out the Skald Makael, you might be able to get some help. Now, out of you
Scald.
guys, Draven,
Yes.
I need a intelligence check from you.
Uh-oh.
The sad part is, I know that name out of character. I don't know that name in character.
Just a second here. Where'd that dice go? Right. 2D. Base. $11 base. I'm trying to find my mod. Alright, intelligence. Alright, so 16.
Now, is there a knowledge skill you would like to... Oh, you don't have any bonuses on any of them. Okay. What little you can remember, Makael is a big name in books on the plains. Like, the Skald Makael is known for traveling to almost every plane of existence and writing about creatures, locations, magic. He is one of those beings that has kind of been a myth to scholars on your plane.
Makael, the planes rider? Like, he's gone from plane to plane and he's written about it. Like, he's a near mythical figure.
Yes. He's
Hmm.
been imprisoned here since Florence was kicked out and since Julian took over, and they didn't want a lot of people who could shift back and forth and who might have mixed allegiances.
Gotcha. Do you have a list of prisoners? Potentially? Because
No, we do not.
I was about to say... Okay, so we just have to hope we run into someone who's nice. Gotcha.
You'll know Makael because he is a half-troll.
He's a what?
Makael, he's a half-troll.
Okay.
Why else would he be hanging out with the Fomorians? Like, anything that wouldn't be strong enough to sit here and do with the Fomorians, they would usually eat. So, the factor that he can kind of move amongst them is not just because he's a Skald, it's because he himself is half Fomorian.
What is a Formorian is a... I'm
Giant.
sorry. Okay, that's what I thought, but I'm not really familiar with giants and trolls, so...
Fomorians tend to be ogres, trolls, giants, cyclopses, that kind of stuff. They are diametrically opposed to us Fae and to other beings from your guys' realm. In fact, they were pushed back into our lands and others by, I believe your lands called them the Celts.
Yes.
Oh boy. Alright. We might have some allies down here, potentially. Is this Fomorians to, like, opposed to the court, or... Like, why are they all down here?
A lot of
The
them
red caps, I get. The murderous little fucks does probably deserve to be down here.
them and some of the more wild, primitive doppelgangers, yeah. Some of them were ravenous beasts, the doppelgangers. The Fomorians were down here, some of them because of crimes, others because of association, and some because they tried a bit of an uprising to stop Julian from trying to purge them from the land.
So they're not a huge problem then, because Julian's gone.
Except for the ones that were murderers beforehand.
Except for the ones that are murderers beforehand, which we have no way of identifying which ones are which.
Yes.
Then again, we kind of
There
might
may
need
be-
some murderers out there to go and help some things, so they might not be the worst things to be out in the world here. Especially if we go, hey, we got a free place for you to murder things.
Are you suggesting taking the murderous little bastards and big bastards out of here and
I think I will leave the red caps here. But the big bastards, maybe.
Well, I will let you get
I'd
to
almost be tempted to just open the door, but I know better.
Yes, because the red caps will be out of here, as well as the quicklings, quicker than anything else.
Yeah. Well, the red caps, I mean, we have some ferret friends who want snacks, I'm sure.
And
Speaking of, if they're that much of a problem, is that why the ferrets are breaking into the kitchen? Because they're hungry? Because all their food's down here?
You just kind of see him look at the other guards, and the younger guards kind of go, oh, huh. And he's like, you think we would have thought of that one before.
So yeah, maybe we should let the little bastards out and the big bastards, but at the same time, I'd really rather not people get murdered. Maybe we should let all the little ferrets in.
Maybe if we let them out in batches to let the ferrets hunt them.
And I
And
think
we let the ferrets know they're coming.
Yeah.
I think
I'm sure Graja would enjoy that.
I think we get to Miguel and the Skull and the Steward, and then let Florence decide from there.
Whatever you guys desire,
Yeah,
lords.
that seems reasonable.
All right. Let's go find our friends.
Yeah.
And with that, we will take a bio break.
Let's say
Before we go
fuck
deeper.
Julian for putting him down here.
So we will take a bit of a bio break before we go deeper into the caverns. So we'll be
Absolutely.
right back in a few minutes.
Yep.